Hey guys, so this is the app script demo I promised you. Before I start the demo, I must say though that if you have a the budget for it, you can easily use Instantly or Smart Leads to automate your email sending. These are paid tools that you can use. If you need help setting those up, I can help you as well. But this demo I'm going to do now with AppScript and Gmail and Google Sheets is really for businesses on a low budget. You don't really have money like that, to spend on paid tools. So this demo is for you. So I'm going to walk you through setting it up on with 2 emails and 2 spreadsheets, and you can use that to set it up for yourself. Okay, so let's go. So this is my Google Sheet open. I'm using incognito tab for no reason at all really. So let me just rename my Google Sheets. Let's say AppScript demo. Okay, now I'm going to create my columns, emails, first name, so I'm done creating the sheets for this demo. I have 3 sheets: lead 1, follow-up 1, and follow-up 2. Now for lead 1 will contain all the data that you will send for the first time to the lead. So basically this will contain the first email, the very first email that you are sending to your lead. Okay, and then follow-up 1 will contain the second message that you are sending to the lead, follow-up 2. Now I have to point out, in cold email campaigns, many times you don't send only one email to a client and expect that you will seal the deal from there. In a cold email campaign, sometimes you have to send up to 4 emails: the first email, a follow-up, a second follow-up, a third follow-up, and sometimes a fourth follow-up, before either the lead will reply, and then you guys can close it from there, or you can just assume that okay, the lead is not interested in your offer, and then you stop messaging them, you move on to other leads. So in a cold email campaign, it's advised that you send follow-up messages up to at least 3 times. Okay, so for this demo I'm doing 2 times so that you will see how the first message is automated, the second outreach message is automated, and then the third outreach message is automated. So I have set up my sheets now, assuming this is where your leads will be. Okay, your leads will have the email, the first name of the lead, the company, the subject of your message, your message body, the status of your message, and everything. So now let's set up the app script. To set up app script, you come to here, extensions, you click it. See here, app script, you click it. Now another tab will open. It has a code, so I'm going to paste the code that I used for my own, so that you see. For this demo, I'm also going to share the code that I use, so you can have Claude or ChatGPT edit it for you while you are setting up yours. Okay, so let me just copy my code here. I already have my code somewhere. Okay, yeah. So I've copied my code. Let me rename my project outreach there. Okay, now after you have pasted your code in your code editor in your app script, now you want to come to triggers. Okay, now you want to click trigger. So you want to set up your trigger. What your trigger does is, this is where, okay, I'm sorry, before I go on, we have to save our code, because that's what they say, save pending script changes. So you can just easily press Ctrl S and your code is saved. If you are using a MacBook, I think it's Command S. You press Command S and your code is saved. So back to what I was saying, you want to set up your trigger. Your trigger is where your email automation really comes alive. Okay, for a cold email campaign, there's a sequence to how you send your messages. You typically, after you send your first message, you should, if you don't get a reply, you wait like 3-4 days before you send another message. Ideally you wait like 4 days before you send the next follow-up message. Okay, now, and all of this is handled in your trigger section. But for this my demo, I am setting my triggers to minutes because I'm trying to demo it so that you see how it works. But for your own that you are setting up, please, your follow-up should not be until after like 3 or 4 days time. Your first follow-up, and then your next follow-up after your first follow-up should be like after 5 days time. So that is how you sequence and space your follow-up messages in a cold email campaign. Okay, so let's add our trigger now. So you see our trigger, run everything. Run everything was already set because of that code that I pasted. So here, come here, say choose reroute deployment to run. You choose head. They say event source. Now you come here and say time driven. Time driven because you are using days, or hours, to manage the email automation. Now you come to your timer. You see your timer. You have an hour timer, you have day timer, you have week timer, you have month timer. But for this demo, I'm going to choose minutes timer. You even have specific date and time timer as well. But for this demo, I'm choosing minutes timer so we can see it in action. Okay, so let's check to minutes timer, and then you say failure notification settings. It says notify me. That is if your app script fails. You have an option for it to notify you daily, weekly, monthly, hourly. Now I would advise you choose daily, so that at the end of the day, if there are any failures, at the end of the day you get a message and you can easily attend to it. Okay, so now I've set it up. Now we save. Okay, let's just reload. Sometimes it happens like this. Let's reload and reset our trigger. Sometimes it does this. So let's reset the trigger again. Run everything, head. Like I said, it has to be time driven. And we set our minute timer for our demo. And we set our time every minute. Okay, and all of that. So we save it. Now when you want to save, this pop-up would always come. When you get this pop-up, click advanced. When you click advanced, you see this, go to outreach. Outreach is our app script that we are working on. So don't worry about all this unsafe. No. Then you come here, you click select all. This is what enables the system to read your emails, your sent emails and everything, to automate it properly. You click continue. There we go. You see, now we have our trigger. Okay, so now let's see this thing in action. So let's create our demo images, our demo messages. So say first name Tega, company TSK, subject hello, check, body hi, convert to this. Okay, now status. Notice I'm not putting status. This column status, last sent, thread ID, next sent after will be automatically populated once the automation starts. Okay, so now let's put our emails. There's a reason why I'm putting the email last. I'm going to explain it. That's because my trigger timer is set to every minute. So if I put my email first, sometimes the minutes will run out before I fill in the other columns and the message will trigger, but for your own, for yours, since you are doing dates, it doesn't matter. You can easily put your email first. So let's put a sample email. This email I'm using is another of my email. It's not the email I am using for AppScript. This is a separate email because it has to, so because your clients have other emails. So this is so that you can see how it works. Okay, now notice that this status, suddenly it has changed to pending. So once you put your email at the email address, it's going to change to pending. So let's put another email address now. You see, it has already, I've not even finished, the first one has already triggered. Okay, so you see, it's pending, it's triggered. Now something is going to happen as you're watching this. This status will change to sent as well. Then at a point, this two status will change to moved, and when they change to moved, they are going to come here, and this second place will be populated, waiting for you to put your follow-up email subject and your follow-up the body of your follow-up message. Okay, so it's going to change to moved, but before it changes to move, let's go and check these emails. Let's go and check. Okay, now both of them are changed on to sent. So let's go and check these emails to see the messages that these two messages. Let's check them. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is one of them. See our message, it has come. The first message, the message to abambatega@gmail.com has come. So let's check the second email. See the time, the new message, it has come as well. So now let's go and check to see if the status has changed to moved. Okay, it hasn't. So now we wait for it to change to move. I have to say that when you set up yours, with your sequence being, for days, this sent will not change to moved immediately, because of course your follow-up message is going to be like in the next maybe 4 days, because look at my next send after. It says 6/28/26, which is today, because for the demo I'm using the same day, a few minutes apart. But if you are setting yours days apart, your date here will be 4 days after this date. Okay, so let's wait for the status to change. You see, our first message has turned to moved. Now the second one will turn to move. So now let's come to follow-up one first of all. You see, follow-up one has, now it's time for your follow-up. You see, status is waiting. What is it waiting for? It is waiting for you to put your message and the message body. This is the message thread. Okay, look at this column, campaign started. This is when we started the campaign. It's going to keep a track of the time. So let's put our follow-up message to the client. Say Ray, check. Hi, follow-up. Okay, so unfortunately my recording cut short while I was talking. I didn't know, and I just kept talking, so many of the things I explained I was missed. So let's just use one more email to redo the process, so you see the follow-ups through the 3 different stages. All these 2 emails came, so let's just use one more so that you see it work again quickly. So we're putting this one. Well, okay, so it's going to send again like we already did that, like it did for the first one. So the reason I'm doing this is so that you see it work from, you know, lead 1, follow-up 1, follow-up 2. Like I mentioned earlier, in a typical email campaign, you typically have like 3 or 4 follow-ups after your initial message to the lead, because sometimes the lead might not answer you until, you know, after your second or third message, you know, which they relate to. Now it's sent. Let us check this to see if the email came. Let's see. I have plenty emails here. Let's see, this is the email. Okay, see, it came. Okay, so now imagine if you have plenty leads. You know, this is how you can automate your emails. But there's something I want you to know. In Gmail, the inbox, you have a limit. They'll tell you, oh, you have 100 email limits to send. My brother, my sister, please don't use your Gmail inbox to send 100 cold outreach. You will burn your inbox and your messages will start going to the lead spam box. So it is best practice for you to keep your emails, your outreach emails below 30. So that's why you have to have a lot of inboxes, maybe 3, 4, so that from each inbox you can send maybe 30 or 40 emails, and cumulatively in a day you send 160 emails. You know, with this automation across many of your Gmail inboxes, you can send 160 emails, sometimes 200 if you have up to, you know, 5 Gmail inboxes. Okay, so this has moved now, so let's check it in follow-up 1. You see, it's in follow-up 1, waiting for us to put our message. Okay, so let's now put a new message. Hi, did it work? Update. So these messages, you are supposed to be the one to, you know, type your messages, or you have AI type it for you. Okay, so now it's going to send now. Once it goes to send and the status goes to moved, it's going to come to follow up. So if, like I said, we had 3, 4 follow-up messages, follow-up sheets, each time is moved, it will move to the next follow-up stage. So easily you can just open each sheet and see, okay, what has moved, what is waiting for your message, what is waiting for you to put a message before it, you know, it goes for follow-up. Okay, so okay, now this is our first follow-up has sent. Now let's just check it in the inbox. See it? It has come. Imagine this is a leads inbox. It's automated. It's sent by itself. Okay, so now let's go back to our sheets. Now the third is going to, after some time now, it's going to move for the third follow-up, you know, for us to put the message. Now I would not advise you to put a message before it moves to the next sheet, because if you put a message, it will just move to a new row, and when it moves to a new row, your message will be on a row that is empty. So wait for the status to change to move before you now go and put in your message, you know, in that new row that was created when the message was moved. Okay, so that you don't start writing messages on empty rows, you know, that will not work or that will not be sent. So after this moves, I'm going to show you how to set it up again in another Google account, because that is, you have to have many Google accounts if you are going to, you know, so that you automate and send from many inboxes. So each inbox, if for example you send 30 emails from each inbox, and you have 5 inboxes and you have 5 accounts, you know, so 5 accounts, 30 emails, you can send 150 emails daily, you know, without you having to manually, you know, do all of the work involved. So it has moved. This one has moved. Now let's come here. See, it's come here. So now we put our message for it to send again to the lead regarding our offer. So let's put in our message. Will you take it? Okay, so now this will change to send. If you notice, these times, you know, so you can track your messages when it was sent. Okay, I'm not putting a next and after because this is the last of the follow-ups on this sheet. But if you notice on follow-up 1, there's a next and after. And like I said, your next and after will be different from mine because your next and after will be days. So let's just wait for this to send, and we'll check it in our email. Remember, because this is the last, there will not be any moved under this status. So let's just check it before we go ahead and create. Okay, now sent. So let's just check it before we go ahead and create another app script in another Google account. So let's come here. Let's see, sent. So now we have done all of that. You've seen it work in one account. So now I'm going to create another sheet in another account so you see. So okay, this is one I had created earlier. But I'm not going to, should I, okay, let's just use it. I've already created it earlier. This is my script, but if you notice, it's a very different, it's a different account. So let's just set it so that you see it work again. Now this is another account. Now I want to use an account that is not Gmail as the leads account, so that you see, so that you know, you will not say, oh, it only works for Gmail accounts. No, if the lead has a Yahoo mail or a company email or an Outlook mail, it will work. Okay, so now I'm going to try it with Outlook so that you see it come into Outlook as well. Okay, so let it just quickly run so that you see it come into Outlook. Now this is another account, like I said, and as you see, it's going to move lead 1, you know, follow up 1, follow up 2. You know, so that's how that's pretty much how it works. You have, you know, many emails across, you know, multiple accounts, say 3, say 4, depending on you, and you use these accounts to automate your emails. And remember, like I said, you should not send more than 40 emails max from one Google account. Otherwise, the chances of your messages going into your lead spam box is very, very high. Okay, so that is why you should have multiple accounts. Now, but if you had money and maybe you were subscribed to Instantly will help you manage, all of that. So let's check. It has sent. Let's check the Outlook. If it came. My Outlook. Sorry, I made an error. I went to use Gmail instead of using Outlook. So so I've corrected it now. It's now Outlook. So it's going to hit send, and then we'll check the email in Outlook. This is just to demonstrate that even if the lead does not have a Gmail account, if they have Yahoo Mail, if they have Outlook accounts, if they have a company email account, your email will drop. Okay, so you don't have to be worried that only this app script will only work if the leads have a Gmail account. No, your emails will drop even if they have other account service. Okay, see it has come. This is me from my Gmail account. Let me open it. You see, so the messages dropped. So I've just demoed for you using 2 Gmail accounts. Okay, so this is just to